Hello friends, welcome back to another training session. Yes, it's going to be a good one today. We're going to have a lot of fun. My name is Bowie Stover. I use they, them pronouns, and welcome. I want to take a moment to acknowledge that these videos are recorded on the stolen lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. Sovereignty never was and never will be ceded, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I also want to thank our good friends at Drummond Street Services and Queer Space for helping us bring all of this amazing stuff to you, right to your phone, so you can do the things that you want to do to help you feel good. Now let us begin, as always, with our warm-up. So we're going to start at our heads, as always, moving our way down our body, starting looking up and down. So we're going to look up. Remember, we're not dropping our chin back or our head back. We're just bringing our chin up to point towards the roof. Then we're going to tuck it down. And we're going to tuck our chin as close to our collarbone as we can, not dropping our head forward. So we tuck our chin down. We're going to alternate 10 up and 10 down. That's about 4. 5, 6. Doing well. Nice and slow, nice and steady. 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Going back to our starting position. We're going to tilt our ears down to our shoulders now. Remembering we keep our shoulders down. We don't creep them up towards our ears. They don't meet. Shoulders are poison to the ears. My mentor told me that one time. It's always stuck with me. So we keep our shoulders down. We bring our ear down to our shoulder. And I'm going to go 10 on each side here as well. Nice and slow, nice and relaxed. Just getting to where you're getting to. You're not necessarily going to get a huge movement here because our heads really don't tilt this way in a lot. So that's about, I don't know, 5. We'll go with that. It could be more. 6, doesn't matter. 7, 8, 2 more. 9, 1 more. And 10. Awesome. Finishing off, we're going to look left and right, bringing our chin all the way to our collarbone. 1, 2, we're doing 10 in each direction here. 3, just getting to where you can get to. 4. You might find one side is a bit harder to get to than the other side. That's okay, that's just where you're at. That's about 6, 7, that could be 8, 2 more anyway, 9, 1 more, and 10. Nice. Moving to our shoulders now. We have 2 options here. If you're someone with shoulder troubles, you're welcome to just shrug your shoulder backwards and shrug your shoulder forward, bringing out your elbow as far as you feel comfortable to do so that doesn't cause pain in your shoulder. If you're someone with shoulders that don't cause you pain to move about, then we're going to bring our arms straight up and around behind us, past our ear. So they are our 2 options. Either one you choose, we're going to do 10 backwards and then 10 forwards on one side, and we're going to swap it over. So let's go. Choosing the option you want, we're going to start 10 backwards. 1, 2. That's it. Feel free to allow some rotation through your hips here as you do this. That's totally okay. You don't have to be trying to stand really stiff and kind of straight on. That could be 8, 9, and 10. Let's take it forward now anyway. That's it. Same thing, allowing that rotation to happen. Bringing your arm back. 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9, 10. That's it. Swapping sides. Starting, going backwards. Remember, we're either shrugging it back or bringing our arm straight back behind, whichever way works for you. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Doing well. Bringing it forward now. 2, 3, 4. Remember, we keep control. We don't want to be like flailing it around like an actual windmill. 7, maybe 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Well done, friends. We're going to move on to our wrists now. We're going to tuck our elbows in and just bring our hands up to kind of in front of us because it just makes it easier. And what we're going to do is we're going to circle our hands or our palms towards, like we're scooping something towards ourselves. We're going to go for 10. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to go 10 the other way. We're going to push it away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Moving down to our hips. We're going to take our feet and they're going to be somewhere around hip width apart. Hands on our hips to give our hands a job. We're going to push our hips as far forward as we can. Bring them around to the side, all the way around the back and back to the front again in a nice hip circle. Oh, that feels good actually. Must need this one. Too much sitting. Alrighty, so we're going to go 10 in one direction and 10 in the other. Making sure that we keep our chest up and it's our hips that do the moving, not our chest. So let's go into the left. Let's go 1, 2, 3. That's it. Doing well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. 9, 1 more, and 10. Coming back to our starting position, we're going to go back the other way. We're going to circle to the right now. So pushing our hips forward, coming around. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's good. Really important that we're pushing our butts as far back as we can. It might feel weird. It's really important. It's 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Moving on to our knees. Bringing your feet together or a little bit apart, wherever feels more comfortable for you. We're going to take your hands, we're just going to rest them on our knees. We're going to bend our knees forwards and we're going to circle around to the right, straighten them up, dip them around to the left and come back to that start bent position. And that would be 1 knee circle. So we're going to do 10 in one direction and 10 back in the other. So let's go. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I think that's 10. And then we're going to go back the other way to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Finishing off with our ankles. So if you need a chair, a wall, or a broomstick or something to hold on to balance here, totally grab what works for you, because what we want is you to be able to move your foot comfortably without feeling like you're falling over. Not fun. So if you need to grab something to balance with, definitely do that. Pop back, and when you're ready, we're going to start with ankle circles. So we're going to bring our left foot up. We're going to circle outwards to the left for 10 and then inwards to the right for 10, and then we're going to swap sides. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It does not matter if they're not quite circular circles. Straight edges on some of these, totally okay. Let's swap sides. You might also find that one side is much easier to balance on than the other side. It's just where you're at if that is the case. Let's go 10 circles to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. We're going to make our way down to the floor, friends. I will meet you down there. Here we are, friends. On the floor, we are going to do some up dog, down dog now. Now, I will give you a variation for this as well. So you have your first option, which is standard up dog, down dog. So you will start on your hands and knees, hands under the shoulders. You're going to curl your toes under, lift your knees up and push your butt back towards the roof. This is as far as you can get. And once you're here, you're going to bring your hips forward. We're going to look up to the roof. So that's our first option. And we would just push our hips back, come back down, up and down. Now your second option, if you are someone who is not comfortable to do up dog, down dog, is to do cobra pose or baby cobra, whatever you're feeling comfortable with. You're going to have your hands just under your shoulders. And you're looking forward, tops of the feet relaxed on the floor. And then you're just going to straighten your arms as far as you can. You may get to full cobra, you may get to baby cobra, and you can just work on building up that. And if you're doing cobra, we're going to do 10. If you're doing up dog, down dog, also 10. So whatever one you choose, just work through that. We'll take our time. So go through at your own pace. There's no standard here. If I'm running through them a little bit quickly for you, feel free to slow that down and definitely work with where you're at. And there are two options. So you're going to pick cobra pose, you're going to pick up dog, down dog, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. It's perfectly fine. They're both excellent movements. And we're going to begin. I'm going to demonstrate up dog, down dog for you. Alrighty, let's go. Pushing our knees up, our hips come back, all the way back, heels down towards the floor, drop our hips forward. That's 1. That's 2. And just getting to where you're getting to. Your legs don't have to be straight here. It's okay if there's a bend in the knee. That's 4. And if you're doing cobra pose, just working with where you're at, taking your time to progressively straighten those arms. You don't have to go straight for the full top pose. That's about 5. 6. This is probably one that you're going, Bowie, get the numbers right. But we go with what we go with. That could be 7. One more, if that's the case, is not a bad thing. 8. 9. Last one. And 10. Just bringing your knees down to the floor now. We're going to take our hands and we're going to rotate them outwards so our fingertips point to our knees. We're going to put our palms flat on the floor and then we're going to sit back down towards our knees. Ooh, this one can be quite an intense stretch. You're likely to be feeling it up the front of your arm here. We're going to go for a loose 30-second count. Sitting, keeping our shoulders down away from our ears as well. It can be easy to kind of shrink forward here. Don't want to do that. So if you're finding it too intense, you can bring your hips up off your heels a bit or move your arms a little bit closer. The further your arms out away from your body, the more intense that stretch is going to be for you. And right now you're probably going, oh, it's 30 seconds. Probably is around 30 seconds. So let's switch over. We're going to take the tops of our hands now and we'll place our fingertips towards our knees and we're going to bring them down to the floor. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. This time you'll be feeling it up the front of your arm. I mean, you may be feeling it in other areas. You may be feeling a little bit in your hands or in your shoulders, depending on where you're tight. Often our body can send referred sensations to many, many different and interesting places. So if you're feeling some sensations in certain areas, that's okay. As long as it's not pain, sharp shooting pain, not our friend. But discomfort, weird sensations, tinglings, even burning sensations, just they can happen, and it can have to do with the way our muscles are stretching, the way that we're moving our muscles over the nerves within our bodies. Bodies do really fascinating stuff. And referred pain patterns, super interesting. Probably getting close to our 30 seconds now. I'm going to give it just a little bit longer. This one's a good one for us. We don't get our wrists in these positions very often, so. And coming up out of that. Giving them a shake if you need. We're going to bring ourselves up onto our hands and knees now. We're going to take the backs of our hands and place them on the floor. Fingertips are going to face each other and our hands are going to be under our shoulders. Now we're going to be bracing ourselves with our hands, but also holding a lot of that weight back here with our legs, because we don't want to be so heavy on our hands here that we can't move smoothly or safely. And we're going to bring our chest down, push up using the backs of our hands, and come up into a closed fist. Then we're going to open our hands and lower them back down. Now you want to be able to do that a bit smoothly. So if you're finding you're clunking, maybe you've got a little bit too much weight in your hands, you might want to shift it back onto your heels a little bit more. I'm going to go through 10 of these. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doing well. Nice and slow in your own time. It's 9. One more. 10. We're going to keep our fists closed now. And we're going to do 10 push-ups from this position. Hands go under our shoulders. Don't put your thumbs here. You might be inclined to put your thumb forward here. Not going to be your friend. We want to tuck our thumb in front of our fingers there. Thumb up off the floor. You don't want to put too much weight through the front of your thumb here. It's actually not real friendly for that joint there. We're going to do 10. Let's go. 1, 2, just in your own time. 3, 4. There is no rule here to say you have to keep up with me. 5, 6, 7, or that you have to do 10. Do as many as you feel comfortable to do, but make sure you're not just doing a few and feeling like, this is hard, I need to stop. That could be 10. So, challenge yourself. But if you're feeling like it's getting too much, it's totally okay to stop. We're going to finish off now. Palms flat on the floor. We're going to keep our fingers stuck down and we're going to be lifting our palms up just as high as you can. So allowing a little bit of weight here on your hands, but as with the push-up variations, getting your hips and legs to hold quite a bit of that weight. So we don't want to be overworking our wrists here too much. And we're just going to go 10 palm raises here. So we're going to bring them up, keeping our fingers down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This one is not a big movement, and you may feel some real gnarly sensations through your palms or through the wrists. Totally okay. I often get the sensation like is my skin going to tear because it feels really tight? It doesn't. It may feel like that, but it's okay. You'll work through that. And that concludes our warm-up, friends. I will meet you standing. Alrighty, friends, here we are. We're getting into the real challenging stuff now. Today, I am making the focus of our sessions on our butts and legs and our stomach. We're shaking it up a little bit here. So we're going to start off our first round, 3 exercises. We're going to work through them 3 times through. And we're going to start with a squat hold. So a squat hold, to start them, we're going to do a 15-second. We're going to stand feet hip width or wider, somewhere where it's comfortable for you. Toes slightly outwards. Bring our chest up. Now we're going to come down to the bottom of the squat as low as we can, and then we're going to come up halfway. And we're going to hold this. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. Ooh. Once we've done that, we're going to drop it down to the floor for a hip raise. Now, I know we've done these a couple of times. We're pretty familiar. They're a really great movement, which is why we continue to go back to them, because they really get our butts working. And we're going to go feet planted, palms up, rolling our spine up off the floor, and then back down again. We're not having to hold it at the top. We get to that top bit, and then we just drop it back down. So rolling it up, and going back down. And then we're going to finish off with a V sit. Now, you may not think of these ones before now. I'll give you 2 variations because they are a little bit of a challenge. Variation 1 is so a V-sit is this. I'm going to sit like this, but if you can't get your heels up off the floor, they're going to be here and you're going to hold this position. Okay, so this is your first option, and if you can, you're going to bring your knees up, and this is our other option. So one of these two, what we're going to do, we're going to hold them for 15 whole seconds. Ooh, it's going to be good. And we're just going to work through this 3 times. So it's going to be a nice short round. It's going to be a little bit intense, but we're going to get through it nice and quick. Alrighty, we're starting at the top with our squat hold. 15 seconds. So finding our position that's comfortable, toes a little bit out, heels in, chest, hands up at chest height. Now we squat down as low as we can, then we're going to come up to halfway, and we're going to use the trusty red clock on the wall, because I know you probably trust that more than my counting. We're going to hold. Just wherever you're at, that's it. I'm going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and standing up out of that. Whew. Starting to feel a nice little burn there, I hope. Coming down to the floor now, we're going to do 10 hip raises. So in our own time, planting our feet, knees bent. You don't want your feet too close here, too close, and it makes it really hard to get the raise up. So if you're finding you're having some troubles, shift your feet further out, and it can actually make a bit of a difference with how you can get your hips up to the floor. And we're just going to work on getting them up as high as you feel able to get. We're not going to be straining or overdoing it here. So we're going to roll our hips so our lower back presses into the floor. And then from there, we're going to slowly raise our hips up and then come back down. That's 1. So we're really nice and slow, nice and controlled here, because it's really common to really arch up through our lower backs. Now, we don't want our lower backs to be doing work here. We want the backs of our legs to be doing the work. So it's important that we roll our spine 1 vertebrae at a time up, nice and high, pushing through the heels, because then we're not relying on our lower back to lift a whole lot of weight that's really not designed to. I think that's 4. It is now. It's 5. That's it. 6. 7. 8. 2 more. 9. Last one. And 10. We do movements nice and slowly as well. We just allow for more control, and that's always what we're wanting. We want movements that are controlled, because if it's controlled, we're using more muscles. And what is wrong with that? Nothing. Alrighty, getting ready for our V-sit hold. I'm going to face this way so I can see the clock. I'm sure you will all appreciate me doing that for you. Alrighty, remembering you can go from heels on the floor, knees bent in this position, just leaning back, really feeling that stomach switch on, or you can bring your legs up off the floor. Whatever one feels more comfortable for you. Alrighty, we assume the position. I'm going to do the legs raised version, but feel free to work with whatever you want to work with. And let's go, 15-second hold. Nice and strong, keeping our back nice and straight. That's it, doing really well. Keeping our legs squeezed together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relaxing. Nice. That is 1 set done. Yes. 2 more sets to go. We're going to stand it back up. Back to our squat hold. I know, I bet you're thinking, I can't wait for this one, Bowie. And I can totally understand that. We're going to start, again, feet hip width apart or wider, toes slightly out, hands in front of our chest, and we'll come down to the bottom. And then we come halfway up and we're going to hold 15 seconds. That's it. Got the trusty clock counting for us. Doing well. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and standing up. Nicely done. Dropping it down to the floor now. We're going to do our hip raises again. Remember planting our feet wherever they may end up. Hop off this crack. Floor tiles make funny little cracks sometimes. Alrighty. Things you probably don't care about. We're going to put our feet just in line with our hips, somewhere a comfortable distance out from our butt so that we can get them up off the ground. We're going to take our hands, we're just going to put them palm up at our hip. Now this is because if we go palm up, we're less inclined to push down with our arms to get them involved in this job here that we're just asking our legs to do. So we're going to start, we roll our lower back down until it's pressed into the floor, and then we continue rolling up. We'll go for 10. It's 1. 2. It's just getting to as high as you can get to. There's no standard here. 3. That's it. Doing well, nice and slow, nice and controlled. 4. 5. 6. Almost there. 7. 8. 9. Last one. Yes. And 10. Nice. Sitting it up now, we're going to go straight to our V-sit. 15 seconds. Remembering you can just have your legs extended and your heels resting on the floor, or you can be adventurous and even just try for a little bit, lifting your heels up to whatever height they can get to. Ooh. Let's do it. 15 seconds. Roll ourselves, back's nice and straight, and let's go. Sitting up nice and tall, holding our legs up, see if we can keep our knees level with our chest here. That's the way. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relaxing. Nicely done, friends. We have one more set to get through, and then we are completely done with this whole first round. Doing so well. Let's bring it back up. Squat holds. Squat hold. That's not a song. Feet somewhere around hip width. Toes slightly out. Hands at chest height, keeping our chest up nice and tall. Come down to the bottom and holding halfway. That's it. Keeping our hips pushed back. Remember, we don't want our knees to drop forward here. That's it. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and standing up. Yes. Making our way back down to the ground for our hip raises. Ready. Last set of 10. Palms up, down beside the hips, feet at a comfortable distance away from the body. We roll our pelvis so that our lower back hits the floor. Not hit, touches. We're not going that aggressively. And we're bringing our hips up off the floor. Nice and smoothly. Rolling it back down. It's 2. 3. 4. 5. It's halfway. Doing well. Remember, just getting to where you can get to might become harder now that you've done a few sets, and that's totally okay. Fatigue makes things harder. That's 6, maybe. What it is now? That's 7. We might be getting a bonus one here. I'm not sure. It's 8. 2 more. Yes. 9. And 10. Nice. Setting it up to finish off with our V-sit. Yes. Remember, feel free to have your legs stretched out in front of you, heels on the ground, and just sitting wherever you can sit at. Or if you want more of a challenge, you're going to bring your legs up. And let's go. Sitting nice and tall, keeping your legs together because it just makes it easier. Back is nice and straight. That's it. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently bring your heels back down if they were up. When you're done, friends. That is 1 round down. 2 more to go. Yes, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a sip of water. That's the same thing. Have a breather. And I will see you back for round 2. Here we are, friends. Round number 2. This round we have another 3 exercises to get through. These 3 are lunge step, kick back, and a V pull. So let's begin by demonstrating. I will demonstrate, you don't demonstrate. Lunge step. You can start. Staying nice and tall. We're going to step backwards for these because this is a little bit easier stepping backwards than forwards. But main preference, if you feel like you are more comfortable stepping forward, totally step forward. And just getting to wherever you can get to. So I'm going to take a step back. There's probably 1.5 of my normal steps. Balance is important. So that's why we take our time and bring my knee down to the floor as low as I can. And then I'm going to step back forward. And I'm going to swap sides. So your knee does not have to touch the floor here. You're going to get to just where you're going to get to. That's our lunge steps. Then we're going to do a kick back. So coming down onto the ground, onto hands and knees. Our hands are going to be under our shoulders. We're going to take our left leg and we're going to reach it up and back down. We're going to do 10 on one side, then we're going to swap it over and we're going to do 10 on the other. And then we're going to finish off. You may have noticed last round we did V-sits. This round we're doing V-pulls. Like, why are we doing almost the same thing, Bowie? It's like, because sometimes it makes things harder. And today we're having a big focus on our core. So repeating similar movements helps to get it tired so that it's doing more work. Yay! So for a V pull, we have 2 options here though, because if you are someone who is unable to do the full movement, I have options for you, friends. Don't you worry about that. I will not leave you out. So thoughtful, Bowie. If you are doing a V pull, you will start lying flat on the floor. You're going to bring your knees and your chest up together towards the middle. Come back down, lower yourself down, coming back up. This is a V pull. Now, if you can't do that, that is fine. You are going to hands on your lower back, just for a bit of support for your lower back, because we're going to hold your legs out. You're going to hover your heels if you can, and you're going to bring your knees up to your chest. This is going to be your alternative. If you need to put your legs down in between each one, that's fine. Even if you need to do one leg at a time, totally okay. Find the options that work for you. Yes. There are 3 movements. So we're going to start at the top with a lunge step. Things are falling apart. Alrighty. Lunge steps. We're going to do 10 alternating left and right. So there'll be 5 on each side. Setting ourselves up. Hands can be here. I sometimes like to alternate my hands as though I'm walking. So as I step back, I would allow my hand like this, but your choice. Alrighty, 10. However you feel like doing it, with hands however you want them to be, just keep them up. In conclusion, Yes, alrighty. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to keep the weight over that back leg, over our hips. 5, and the back leg is doing the work. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nicely done. Coming down to the ground now for our kickbacks. Hands under our shoulders. Knees are under our hips. We're going to do 10 on one side, and then we're going to swap it over and we're going to do 10 on the other. So let's start on our left. Let's go. 1, 2. Feel free here as well to tuck your knee in a bit if you want. 3, 4. But not swinging, so this is not for momentum. 5. It's a slow, controlled lift. We push our leg up towards the roof. 6, 7, 8, 9, then 10. And then we swap sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doing well. 7. And just getting as high as you can. There's no standard here. Wherever you're at is where you're at. And that's 10. V pulls. Maybe you have that alternative to have your legs extended out and just tucking both knees at a time or one knee at a time. We're going to go for 10. Oh, just be my friend. Shallow pockets with big phones are not a great combination. Alrighty. Let's go. 1, 2. Nice and slow. Whatever we're doing. 3. We want all of the work to be happening. 4. Slower we go, the more work we get. It's 5. 6. That's it. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Yes. 1 set down and 2 to go. Making our way to standing. 4, our lunge steps. Yes. Starting nice and tall. Hands up, hands moving, whatever works for you. We're going for 10. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. That's why we go slow. Balance. 4. We don't want to rush through. 5. Every move with control. So we're stable. 6, 7, 8, that's it. 9, and 10. Nice. Down to the floor. We have our kickbacks. 10 on one side, and then 10 on the other. Yay. Starting on our left. 1. Remember, you can tuck it through if you want. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Making our way over now. V pulls. Yes. Setting ourselves up. Trying to keep all our bits and pieces in the right places. Alrighty. Remember, hands under the lower back, tucking the leg one at a time. If that is your preference, totally okay. Still going to get some good stuff happening. Doesn't matter how we do this, as long as we're doing something. If you're doing a full V-pull, we're going to start, flatten our backs, fingers pointing towards the toes, toes where they live on our feet. Yes, pointing towards away from us. Let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and steady. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just one more set to go. Yay! Making our way to standing. Tidying ourselves up. Whew, it's starting to get warm in here. Alrighty, 10 lunge steps, friends. Starting nice and tall, always starting with good posture because it feeds through the whole movement. So we want to start nice and stable, nice and tall. And let's go. 1, 2, 3. Remember keeping our weight over that back leg. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more, and 10. Amazing. Down to the ground for our kickbacks. Last time. Alrighty, starting with our left. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Swapping sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. Halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way, and 10. Excellent. Finishing off, one more round, no, 10 more V-pulls. one more set of V-pulls. Alrighty, legs are out straight. Remember, we can always just do our knee tucks if we need to, wherever you're at. Amazing. Alrighty, if we're doing our full V-pull, we're going to go for 10. If not, 10 knee tucks. And let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done, friends. Have a breather. Take a moment. We have one more round to go. All fun stuff, I promise. Here we are, final round, round number 3. We are going to be doing more squats. Yes. We're going to be doing some groaners, so we're going to be working our butts a little more, and we're going to be doing some scissor kicks to get our core working just for that last little bit. So we're going to start demonstrating everything first. Sumo squat. Feet are like shoulder width and a half apart. We're going to dip our knees and we're going to squat down as low as we can. We're going to stand back up, keeping our chest up and not letting our knees collapse in. So we want to squat and have our knees push outwards here. So if you're finding that your knees are falling inwards, bring your feet a little bit closer together. So they don't have to be super wide apart, just a little bit wide. So, just getting where you can get to. Totally okay. Making sure you concentrate though when you do it, because if you don't, you might fall on your butt, as I almost demonstrated, but that's okay. Groaners. So we're going to be down on the floor. Feel free to just use this bottom arm to prop your head up. Our knees are going to be at a 90-degree bend. We're going to take our top knee, a little bit of a gap here, and we're just going to pulse. And we're going to do 10 on one side and 10 on the other, making sure that we bring our whole leg with us. So we're not just doing this. We want the whole leg moving. So we're trying to keep our ankle and knee in line. We're going to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other side, and then we're going to finish off on our backs with some scissor kicks. Scissor kicks. Just scissor kicks. So flat on our backs, we're going to take our hands. We're going to raise them, raise our butt up, just a little bit off the floor, supporting our lower back, making that diamond shape, and then just sitting it where our tailbone is to give our hips a little bit more support. We're going to have our heels hovering if we feel comfortable. We're going to kick one leg up, keeping our leg nice and straight. Scissor kicks. We're going to do 20. What? 20 scissor kicks. That's how we're finishing off. Finishing off nice and strong, friends. So, starting at our sumo squats. 10 sumo squats. Finding our position, finding that foot distance that feels comfortable for you, wherever that may be, just a little bit wider than usual. So there's no rule, just a little bit wider than usual, wherever feels good. Toes are pointing outwards, chest is up, and we're going to go for 10. Let's go. 1, 2, just getting as low as you can. You don't have to get any standard of low, just wherever you're at. It's 4. If you need to, feel free to stand in front of a chair, sit down on the chair and stand up. That is totally valid as well. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Down to the floor. We have our Groaners. We're going to start on the right hand side, and then I will spin around and we'll do the left hand side. So, left leg is going to start first. This is why we're on our right hand side. Bending our knees to 90 degrees. Feel free to lay your head here. You don't have to have it propped up if you feel more comfortable to have it laid down. Totally okay. This hand can just brace the floor. We're going to hover that knee. We're going to pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to swap sides. And we're going to do the same thing again. Bringing our knees up to 90 degrees. Cradling our head however we feel comfortable to do so. Hovering that knee. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Finishing off by rolling onto our back. Making that diamond with our hands. Popping it under our lower back because we want our heels to hover. If your heels don't hover, that is okay. Your heels do not have to hover. You can simply kick one at a time and bring the other leg back down. If you're feeling more adventurous, heels are going to hover and we're going to go for 20. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Bringing our feet down. Nice. That is one complete time through, friends. We have 2 more to get through. Starting at the top, with our sumo squats. Feet wider than shoulders. Toes slightly outwards. If you're not comfortable to do a sumo squat, you can totally just do a standard squat at that normal range that you may have practiced in the past. That is totally okay. This is just one way to change it up a little bit. Remember, feel free to stand in front of the bench, sitting your hips back down to sit on the chair and then standing up. Also valid. Chair, low table, bench, whatever you've got. Make it work for you, friend. Let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost there. It's 8, 9, and 10. Yes. Onto the floor for our groaners, starting with our left leg first. Always, once you start with the side, every time you go through, maintain that same starting side. Just keeps it even and it helps you remember where you've done as well. Alrighty, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Swinging it around. Yes, definitely needs the sound effects. Same thing on this side. Knees are bent 90 degrees, cradling our head. Going to hover and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Finishing off on our backs with our scissor kicks. Remember making that diamond, sitting it under our lower back. 20 scissor kicks. Legs out. Pointing the toes just makes it a little bit easier, but you don't have to do that. Hovering our feet. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And your kicks definitely do not have to be as high as mine may be. They can just be wherever you can get to. So smaller kicks, totally fine. There is no standard here. Just as long as your legs are up a little bit and they're alternating. If they're doing that, you're doing it perfectly. Alrighty, we have one more time to get through, and then we are completely done. Yes! Whew. Starting with our sumo squats. That's it. Feet wide, toes out, hands in front of chest, and let's go for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's away. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, and 10. Working through them in your own time, remember. There is no kind of standard pace you have to be meeting for any of this. Or numbers. Do as many as you feel comfortable to do. If you're doing just a couple of them, perfect. No rules, friends. Work with where you're comfortable. That is the rule. Alrighty, let's go. Hovering that leg. Bring it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. We're going to spin it around. And we're going to do the same thing from the right hand side. You don't have to spin around like this. You can just roll over. Yes, that works too. Alrighty. Hovering that knee. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yes. Finishing off with our divers kicks. 20 divers kicks. No, scissors kicks. Scissors. Yes. Similar thing. Hands on our lower back. Here we go. Legs are out nice and long. Toes are pointing if you like. We're going to hover those heels and we're going to go for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh. Well done, friends. Oh, what an effort. That last round was pretty tough, and I celebrate you for working your way through it as best you can. That is perfect. And thank you for joining me for another session. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you've maybe learned some new movements or learned that you can do some things that you maybe never thought you could before. And until next session, have a rad-ass day.